definitely an individual that's on the roll. Said he would come to the Nationals and not lose a round, and he did just that. Terry Washington won the Olympic team trials in Lafayette, Louisiana in December. And he is picking up where he left off, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be a fun one. That is a skilled young man in there, ladies and gentlemen, and he's in there with a tough customer. Dixon from Australia boxing out of the red corner. Not one of the qualified Olympians from Australia. I believe there were 12 of them. Let's get to the ring and to the action. You see Dixon coming forward. Washington, who does a good job of counterpunching, as you see it on display right there as Dixon comes forward. Chopping with that left hand is Washington in the blue, boxing, representing the USA. Washington doing a good job of being patient on the outside, waiting for his opportunity, lunging forward and landing cleanly to the head of Dixon before being tied up on the ropes momentarily. Now they're back to it. Good counter check hook by Washington to the head of Dixon. Keep your head up, says the official to Washington. Dixon charges forward. Right hook by Washington may be the best punch in that exchange. And Dixon already early in this contest is finding out what it's like to be in there with Terry Washington. Good straight left hand as Dixon attempted to back away. You got to circle away from a guy like Washington. Can't back straight up. He's going to make you pay the way he did. Now getting in close, fighting inside, that may be the formula for Dixon. If you're Washington, no need to do that. You're doing well from the outside and picking your spots. Again, reaching from the outside is Washington, dropping that left hand on Dixon again. You can almost feel the confidence growing in Terry Washington, but this is the way he has been, ladies and gentlemen. This young man, they trade left hands. I may have liked Washington's a little better. And you hear the crowd starting to react to everything that Washington is doing right now. Washington with that right hand low, boxing out of that southpaw stance. Now charging forward. Counter right by Dixon in that exchange. But still, maybe the best. Oh! Left hand by Washington, then he follows it up with the right, and then you see the stare down. That is the way you punctuate the round. And when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this guy has been on a roll. 9 of the, as we see, 4 of the 5 judges at ringside have given that first round to Terry Washington. One of the 5 awarded to the red corner in Jai Dixon. As you see, Coach Billy pretty animated himself in that blue corner talking to Washington. I love the look on Washington's face right now. Now you're probably saying, David, he's not even making a face. I like that. I like the focus. You know, you saw the, the bit of a celebration at the end, of that first round, but it didn't carry over, right? That was just that moment. It's back to business. And I like the maturity that I'm seeing in Terry Washington. But But this is also what it's about, you know, for some of these boxers. And again, not a qualified Olympian, but someone who feels like I absolutely, you know, have the talent to be there. And one of the ways to prove that is in tournaments like this, the World Boxing Cup. Dixon coming forward. Washington not at home. Washington sneaks a right hand into the chin of Dixon as he comes forward. Now going to the body. Trying to let that right hand go upstairs to the head of Washington is Dixon. Washington on the outside. Dixon with his head down, pushing Washington into the corner. That may be the bout for Dixon. To get inside and make it more of a physical contest like he is right now. But if you're going to get inside and you have to make the most of it. You can't stand on the outside. Right now, you know, Washington has proven that it is not wise for Dixon to stand on the outside. So if he's going to get in there where he is right now, this is where he has to let his hands go and go to work. Left hand by Washington at the end of that encounter. Straight left by Washington. As you hear the crowd getting louder and louder with approval as you see Dixon coming forward, firing and missing with the right hand. Washington missing over the top of his right hand. Backing away, luring Dixon in. Right hook at the end of that three-punch combination lands for Washington. Keep your head up, says the official. Lunging forward and landing the right hand as Dixon, then he fires the left as well. I mean, it's Washington, forgive me. Seconds left in the contest. Half uppercut inside with the right hand lands for Washington. Now he touches with the left and the right again just before the bell. And Terry Washington, I tell you what, when you talk about a boxer being on a roll, I apologize, that's round number 2. I'm excited, what can I tell you? And now in round number 2, ladies and gentlemen, all 5 judges see it the same way, and that is for Terry Washington. And that team in the blue corner from the USA. You see the red corner, we're looking at it right now. Jai Dixon from Australia receiving instructions from his coaches. As now we take a look at the blue corner and Terry Washington, where they've got to be saying keep up the good work. And again, there's that face. You see the focus of Terry Washington. Still work to be done. 3 minutes of action left in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. Washington stepping forward and throwing that left hand. You see how that left hand moved the head of Dixon, ladies and gentlemen. Gap may be widening here early in this 3rd round. Dixon with his head down. Washington with his head down. And Dixon doing a pretty good job of helping him stay that way. Keep your head up, says the official. Dixon's got to commit a little more to coming forward, and I know that's easy for me to say standing here, watching from outside the ring. I'm not the one that Terry Washington is punching. But the outside, on the outside is not the place for him, and that's why. And that is why the left hand of Terry Washington getting the standing 8 count being administered to to Jai Dixon is what I said. That gap may be wide, ladies and gentlemen, and you see it is. So the outside is not the place for Dixon. And again, easy for me to say I'm not in there with Terry Washington, but he's got to get closer where he is right now and not try to tie Washington up. Of course, that's good for Washington to have the official break it up and separate them. But if you are Dixon, once you get in there, don't grab his head, don't tie him up. You got to let your hands go, because on the outside is not a safe place for him. As we see Washington double up with the left hand, with Dixon with his head down. Washington trying to get in behind the jab. Dixon does a good job of avoiding it, and then there goes the left hand again. Washington, you saw the uppercut would have come. He was trying to anticipate Dixon coming forward. I'm not a proponent of throwing the uppercut from that distance, but if the opponent wants to walk into one, why not? Another left hand by Washington. And the forward momentum of Dixon has all but stopped. Instructed by the officials to engage, But again, the full momentum of Dixon has stopped, and in fact had taken a couple of steps backwards away from Washington. And now, as we approach the end of the contest, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Dixon in the red corner from Australia, Terry Washington in the blue corner from the USA. It looks like business as usual for Terry Washington. Great job by him. Again, not one of the qualified Olympians, but he did win the Olympic team trials in December in Lafayette, Louisiana at 112 pounds. And so far, Terry Washington seems to be a man of his word. Terry, let's go to Ryan Nico for the official word.
The judges have a unanimous decision for your winner. Boxing out of the blue corner from USA, Terry Washington.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Washington, San Bernardino, California, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a young man who won the Olympic team trials